China's genocide against the Uyghurs in 4 disturbing charts. I seem to have acquired a slight cough.
I need to hook up the AC in here.
You may need to hook up the AC in here. Births in China's Xinjiang region, where the Uyghurs are from, have declined sharply in recent years. Gosh, births declining. That doesn't sound familiar at all. Could it be the Chinese are experimenting with how to do this on a big scale?
I would say so. Well, here's another thing. China had the one-child policy for how many decades?
5.
50 years. They have literally handicapped themselves because of that.
They have no females.
Yes. They got to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
So they might have actually lit the powder keg that's going to destroy their civilization in 20 to 40 years from now.
Well, there won't be any pure Chinese left if this continues.
Yes.
There won't. You can't. There just won't be any of them. Natural population growth rates per thousand by region, and you can see the diving Uyghur populations
Mm-hmm.
and the Han, which is the ethnic people, the Han Chinese. I wish I could point at the screen for you. I can't point at the screen. The yellow line, the orange line, you can see how it dips down starkly. That's where their population started to crash, but now it's picking back up again because they've gotten rid of that policy.
Yeah. But, what are you going to do? Now, for anyone out there that's like, socialism and communism, it wasn't done correctly in the past, and that's why all those people died. No. We are evil hairless monkeys. We are prone to abusing power and become corrupt because of said power. That's what happens when it even happens in the capitalistic, market as well. When you have these super, rich, mega, billionaire types that literally fucking shit on, whoever's beneath them. It's the same thing. All right. There needs to be checks and balances. And as far as I can tell, our method of government, the way it was set up, was meant to have said checks and balances in place.
They're there. We don't enforce them.
Well, there's that. And the fact it was set up before computers, before electronics, where, news traveled at the speed of a horse.
Yes.
But there's been no updates or corrections to take advantage of the electronics, the faster communications, and what have you.
Yes.
A lot of this would go away if we could, take away the immunity of the lawmakers, the immunity of the judges, the immunities of the prosecutors, the immunity of the actual
That's all
police.
there. I just recently found a Michigan law written into the Michigan Code of Laws, the MCL, that says that politicians are not, in fact, immune to prosecution.
I know, but the thing is that since the whole COVID baloney bullshit went down, how many times have we had governors from various states stricken down by the Supreme Court, and literally within a month after that happens, they tweak a few words and do the exact same thing because there is no punishment in place for these people. That is why that takes place.
The punishment has to come from within the state. It has to come from we the people.
Yeah.
This notion that we cannot remove politicians from office without voting is nonsense. It is literally written into the Michigan Code of Laws and the Michigan Constitution.
And there's probably a lot of other states that have followed suit.
Yeah.
It's just people are ignorant to it.
We need to learn the actual laws, and we need to develop the testicle fortitude.
I haven't heard that in
testicular
years.
Fortitude.
Testicular fortitude.
Testicular fortitude. It took me a minute to say the phrase correctly.
I know. I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, it just leapt from the back of my head. That's an old Army phrase.
You want to talk about rabbit holes?
Testicular fortitude. These politicians are vulnerable to a people who care.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about violence. I'm talking about thousands of people showing up at the Capitol, like happened in Lansing during the lockdowns, over a barber shop. Yep. Thousands of us showed up to defend a barber shop. Thousands of us can show up in Lansing at that Capitol, go into that building peaceably with sheriffs from the counties, because the counties are the state, and take those offending politicians who have committed felony crimes and arrest them after counties indict them, and a county can form a grand jury. I believe this is true in more than one state.
Yeah, we're not attorneys, but
we're not attorneys, but I'm reading a whole lot of law.
Yeah, well, you're in that world now.
I've worked for attorneys or around attorneys since 2007. So I've got a pretty credible base under me.
I myself was just a process server.
That's fine. We use you guys all the time.
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 of you guys on speed dial. Anyway, this is a real thing. The sheriffs have the power to arrest these politicians. And we are at a point now where the citizens can form, I believe it's called citizen safety committees. There's an old provision that a group of us found in some of the older law books back to like 1893 that has never been taken off the books, where the counties can actually form these grand juries, indict these politicians, and the corrupt judges that are running the judicial system at the state level, they get bypassed because they're obviously corrupt.
Yep.
The counties provide their own judges. The trials take place. Those politicians are then jailed in those counties. Your legal system is intact. You've broken no laws. Nobody's been beaten to death in the street. There were no lynchings, hangings, or drownings.
Or mob justice.
Of any nature. It was all done above board, and there are laws to do all of this. You just have to have the balls to research it and carry it out.
And execute.
Yes.
I don't know. It's fucking crazy, man.
It is crazy. It is crazy. But until people start talking like this and thinking about this stuff, nobody's going to do it.
Yeah.
We have to start doing this stuff. We don't have a choice anymore. They haven't left us a choice. Okay. What I said earlier about the 50 states basically being small countries with the federal government supposed to be like the consigliere to a mob family of 50. We have all of these laws, and all of these laws also exist at the county level, but particularly at the state level, and it vests the county with certain powers. Okay, this isn't legal advice. I'm not an attorney. Do your homework. Do your research.
I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah.
That's the way it used to work in the Army. They give you a briefing and they're like, there'll be a test at the end. And they give you all the answers. They're like, all right, now we've got such and such, but this one is important. That way you know it's on the test.
Anytime you hear the 2 thumbs, it's on the test.
It's on the test.
It's on the test. Most states have these laws. Probably all states have these laws. Will this work in all states? No, because a lot of these states are retarded. I don't see Oregon, California, or Washington State following any of this, or Vermont.
Nope.
But some of the other states are shockingly red, like Maine. Only like a handful of people there are actually communists, and the rest are gun-toting maniacs who just get stoned a lot and eat ice cream, apparently.
Well, I do that at night.
That's fine.
I eat the gummies. I eat the ice cream.
Eat the gummies, eat the ice cream. Oh, my God.
But I have been maintaining my weight.
That's fine. I am moving mine in the correct direction.
Yes. Well, if you don't, you will wind up in the down direction, but it'll be 6 feet deep.
That's fine. That's fine. The dirt nap comes when the dirt nap comes. It just is what it is.
And we were just talking about like veterans have like this weird relationship with death.
Yes.
It's like not a big deal. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, you know, when I die, I talk about it all the time when I teach kickboxing, and like the women students I have get so pissed off. Hey, stop talking about it. I'm like, hey, look, man, I'm on the 65 and out plan.
Yeah.
You know, you can have that, 70, 80 year, but I don't want any of that. I'm good. As long as I make it to 65, everything after that is, in my opinion, is gravy.
I have already decided that after 70, I'm going to start smoking again.
All right.
I quit smoking for all the obvious reasons, but at 7, because I enjoyed it. When I was in high school, we could walk around with a pack of smokes rolled up in our sleeve. Nobody would say shit.
Yep.
You could walk down the hall with cigarettes in your sleeve. Nobody would say a word. You'd smoke out. You could still smoke in the Commons.
Yeah.
In 86, that's when it stopped. That was the year that
They quit it.
They turned off the Commons, and you had to go smoke in the
Yeah.
Parking lot of the locksmith next door.
Yeah, I was graduated by then.
You were graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the year you graduated.
Yeah.
Year after you graduated. Anyway, we seem to have gone down a deep rabbit hole.
Well,
which way did we go?
We're talking about the
Yeah.
prison camps.
The prison camps here. Now, look at the Uyghur sterilization rates. That orange line is the Uyghur sterilization rates. In China, the sterilization rates are rapidly dropping for the Han.
Uh-huh.
But the Uyghurs, see that huge
How
spike
many
there, that
different-
graph there? That's deliberate.
Isn't there 2 or 3 different Chinese individuals living in China? There's one in power and there's like 2 minors.
No, there's like 50 or 60. There are 82 separate dialects in China spoken that I am aware of.
I know, but there's only like 1 or 2 of them that are actually in charge.
That's the Han.
The Hans. They run the show and they shit on everyone else.
Yeah.
Yes. And the farther you are down on that pecking order, the worse it gets, to the point where they cut your organs out and sell them.
Yes, that's exactly correct. Yeah.
And anyone who thinks a majority of the people on this planet are useless eaters, do you really think they are not above putting you on the list to carve you up for body parts?
They absolutely will.
Yes.
They absolutely will. As far as the sterilization goes, that is probably next. There's already been some proof. There's a bunch of Japanese scientists. I got to get the links. Again, Michael Yan is producing all these links from Japanese in Japan right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Japanese scientists have discovered that, one, the mRNA shot is in fact a bioweapon. It's definitely a bioweapon.
Well,
they have proof.
Well, we need to get the proof. Right now,
they have it. That's what I'm saying. It's coming out right now.
Do we have it yet?
I can get it like right now.
No, we don't want to do it right now. We're going to do a show on this.
Okay, we'll do a show on this.
So right now, until we actually put this out, it's rumor control.
Okay, that's fine. We'll go with rumor control for the moment.
Yeah.
The other thing that they discovered that I found terrifying is, have you noticed that there has been a real kick for the last like 5-6 years for the HPV vaccine?
Yeah, that's actually been what
teenagers, they want kids to get this HPV vaccine. It's very important. Last 5, 6, 7 years, right?
Well, I mean, you're gonna get pussy cancer and shit like that, I guess. So.
It's a sterilization shot.
I know.
These same Japanese scientists started looking into it. It's a sterilization shot. There is a very good chance that companies like Merck and Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson have in Japan are about to go through some real serious shit. Japan is still Japan and is still very much Japanese.
Yes.
And the Japanese people are getting very tired of taking all of this crap, and all of the games are not working as well as the Bolsheviks and the globalists had hoped.
Well, here's the thing.
In Japan.
We've had the COVID lockdowns, the COVID fun and games.
Yep.
And now they're thinking it's going to be the next thing is going to be the bird flu. I do not think the America is going to follow and put their neck in the noose like they did for the COVID shots. If they try to do the whole bird flu fucking pandemic 2 scare.
Yeah.
I mean, I did not bow down and take the shot for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And unless I see people dropping dead, from this actual disease, I will not get the second. I will not participate.
Right away.
I can't remember who tweeted it. It was either I think it was either Cernovich or Jesse Kelly, one of those 2 guys. Those guys are pretty good. I like them. Don't agree with them all the time. But their tweet basically says, I don't know how many people are going to believe this next quote unquote pandemic. It's going to take the streets being littered with bodies for someone to be convinced. And I am one of those people. I'm sorry. They can go suck a dick.
Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. I myself, from what I've seen in the past half a decade, I do not believe any fucking thing that comes through the elevator music pipeline. I always investigate it or dig into it. And a lot of times, most of it is bullshit.
I was living at your place a little north of here when I found the UN population replacement migration program thing on the UN servers. You have to go to the archive.is site to find it now. because the UN took it all down. But when I saw that, and that was just before the populations of Europe got overwhelmed with Turks and Arabs and Africans, I looked at it and I knew right away that was coming here. And I tried to tell people, this is going to happen. They're telling you they're going to replace you.
Let's find this information and do a show on it. This needs to be talked about because we saw it happen in real time.
Yeah.
It's happening right now.
Right now.
There's plans within fucking plans.
Yes.
And
people said, it could never happen in America. How are they going to get here? How are they going to get here? You could never get millions of people into the United States.
Well, they just did it.
They just did it.
Yep. I'm sorry. Do we not remember the story of the 14,000 Haitians at the southern border a while back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they didn't swim here.
Yep.
No, they did not.
It's kind of hard to swim from China through the Pacific and get into South America and come up through the southern border.
There's Congolese and Senegalese showing up here in the thousands.
Yep.
That's Africa. What did they do? Swim the slave passage?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But we're going to do a show on this, so let's not dig into this too deep.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should. Look, with the arrest of Donald Trump, it opens the gates to what I believe is going to be the next 9/11 that's going to happen on a human scale. The former federal government for the United States of America, which clearly is operating at the behest of foreign powers, which, by the way, is treason.
Yeah, it's treason.
Yeah. 18 U.S. Code, Section 23.
Correct.
Et sequitur. Is clearly following orders from foreign powers and is clearly the enemy of the people of the United States. They are now going to start ramping up arrest things. Merrick Garland sat there on camera today in the FBI interview with a special select committee for Senate and basically said that they are planning on like 3 to 4 arrests a day for the foreseeable future.
Yes.
He sat there. You can go watch it on C-SPAN.
Well, they're already going after Trump's attorneys. There's another state, and you're going to see the tit for tat. It's going to start up.
Yeah,
and that only leads to a firm boundary between the two groups, and the only way to get through that boundary is going to be the two-way rifle range.
Yeah, Merrick Garland and the special Senate subcommittee happened today, so you should be able to find that on C-SPAN or any big media channel that shows those interviews with the subcommittees. That's 3 to 4 arrests a day for the foreseeable future, right before a major election. They're planning on sentencing Trump right before the GOP convention.
Correct.
I, honest to God, don't think we're going to see
and it's going to
a real election this year.
And it's going to be.
We'll get to the August elections.
It's going to kick off.
Yeah.
If there's no election this year, it's going to kick off.
Yeah.
Because there are too many people out there who know this is bullshit.
Yep. That and
I'm old. There's nothing I could fucking do except run my mouth. Yeah. But I know there's a lot of young hotheads out there that are going to take this fucking a different way.
And that also, I did come across this information that the United States has given permission to Ukraine to use United States weapons inside of Russia.
Correct. Yeah, I've been.
And Biden is trying to mobilize the army to move to Europe.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that.
We'll see how that goes.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.